Joining us right now is the head coach of the San Diego State Aztecs after the win last night over Air Force. Coach Steve Fisher is with us. Coach, we got Kevin O'Connell in for Chris Ello and Ben here on XTRA Sports 1360. Good morning. Thanks for giving us a call. How you doing?
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Oh, we're good. We're
Doing
good.
well.
We got a little nervous last night. Got a little nervous, I have to admit. But that's one thing I like about your team is even if you're not making shots, you play tenacious defense, you hustle, and you can win games like that. And I think that bodes well for you, heading into this conference tournament and NCAA tournament.
I was very impressed with how hard we played. Air Force, and I know both of you, Kevin, you in particular, teams that have a different scheme and a different way of attacking you are hard to prepare for if they're the only one that does it that way. And Air Force is unique in how they attack you with their half-court offense. So we worked really hard on doing stuff we don't normally do, switching a whole lot of screens. And I thought we were really, really good at it. They hurt us some on transition. They hurt us a little bit when we weren't able to find their three-point shooters running the floor, but we were really good defensively, as their 33% field goal percentage would dictate. They're a league-leading 47%, and I believe we forced double-digit turnovers against a team that's pretty good with the ball.
Coach, during your time at San Diego State, I've enjoyed watching a lot of the players that you've brought to the Mesa, but Chase Tapley, he's a guy, in my opinion, he's won so many games, made so many big shots for you, and really seems to do everything the right way. The consummate team guy, hard-working guy. It must have been fun to have him go out with a win on senior night.
It really was, Kevin. It was important in so many ways that we get a victory last night. I believe we won now 8 or 9 in a row on senior day. We had 6 seniors. 3 prominently mentioned, and you talked about Chase, who's been a 4-year starter for us. He has now won. He was injured, so really his teams have won more, but he has participated in 101 victories now and been on a roster that's won, I think, about 107 games over 4 years, which is tremendously impressive. He'll go down as the first player in the history of San Diego State, hopefully, to be part of a NCAA tournament team 4 years in a row.
Coach, you all embarrassed on Tuesday. Chase said some nice things about you. Said he loved you like a father. I'm sure that makes you feel very good about what you've done and bringing him into San Diego State, but I thought that was a nice moment.
Chase is he's quiet. When he speaks from the heart. And when you recruit, you try to deliver on promises, and that's you'll treat them as if they're your own. You'll do whatever you need to do the right way, but ultimately you'll have the young man's best interests at heart, and that's what we've tried to do with Chase and with all of them. They're all not going to be NBA players. They're all not going to be starters and stars, but they're all young men that are tremendously important, and you have to treat them that way, and we try to do that. And I think Chase made a comment or talked about trust, and I think that's what you build over a period of time. There's a trust and a respect that is mutual that allows you to get through the bumps in the road and the hard spots, not unlike a family.
Coach Steve Fisher with us here on XTRA Sports 1360. Coach, I was looking at ESPN.com's Bubble Watch, and I know you can't put stock in such things, but this morning they moved you into the lock category for the NCAA tournament. Do you feel like your team has done enough to get in, no matter what happens from this point out, that you should be playing in the NCAA tournament?
What I like is the fact that we're not in that. We've not been talked about as someone that's been last 4 in, first 4 out, on the bubble, et cetera, et cetera. I think we've been squarely in the tournament, but sometimes you can play yourself out of it. Last night was a huge game for us. If you look at our resume, we do not have, quote, a bad loss. Last night at home against a very good Air Force team that beat us at their place would have been a bad loss. So we did what we needed to do. We've got 21 victories. We've had victories over some really good teams, both in our league and out. And I would hope that we have written enough in our book to merit being included. Unless you win the conference tournament, nobody knows for sure. But I like our chances to get in the tournament.
Coach Xavier Thames, you got 34 minutes out of him last night. Really looks like he's finding his stride, getting healthy. You got to be excited to see Xavier kind of feeling that flow here late in the season.
He means so much to us, Kevin. He's our quarterback. He's the guy that has the ball to initiate your offense. He's our most cerebral help defender. He's all over the place. He digs balls out. He got a couple last night that, if he's not in there, would have been baskets. And I agree with you. He's slowly rounding into form. He's not where he was when he was at his best, but he missed about a month of the season in terms of practice. Didn't practice for a month. And you know how that is, to get timing and confidence and rhythm and everything back. It takes a while. But it sure feels good to have Xavier out there.
Quickly, Coach, as we wrap up, it looks like you're going to have to play Boise State twice in a row, at Saturday, of course, and then probably in the first round of the Mountain West Conference Tournament. Does that change anything about preparation, about this game on Saturday, about what looks you want to give them, knowing you're probably going to have to face them again just 4 days later?
Not at all. When you play and then immediately turn around and go to the tournament, that's a good likelihood that can happen. And years gone by, I don't know how many times we've been back to back, but we've been close. I remember one year Colorado State. Last year we ended with Colorado State, and then turned around and played them fairly quickly back in the tournament. We want to win, so we're going to do everything we can possibly do to go into Boise, which is a very hard place to play. They're fighting. I heard what you said. I believe now they've snuck up and they're in the last four in, or someplace in that precarious spot, but are in the NCAA tournament in a lot of people's minds. The game is a sellout. They beat Colorado State in their last home game. They led Vegas for the majority of the game and had a 10-point lead in the second half, and Vegas on their home court with their home crowd was able to come back. So this is going to be a really, really tough game, and I think it's a very close game, just like the game at the AHOS when Chase hit a three-pointer at the buzzer, us down 2 to win by 1.
Well, best of luck, Coach. We're certainly hoping for a nice long March run here, and we'll be following you all the way. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.